to be upfront and say, okay, there's pharmaceuticals that are designed not to break down.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they've done that because then that means that when they get into our body, they don't want them to break down because they're there for medical use. But we'll go over the top 5 contaminants that's in our water today that is undeniable. And one of them, hits close to, home for me is, antibiotics.
Mm-hmm.
And how many people out there have an infection or a bacteria that's resistant to antibiotics?
Can you just wonder, Paul, what it's going to take for this to really get in the forefront of the news? Now, it's in the news, and you and I bring something almost each week that we've seen recently on news, different channels or publications and studies and all that. But what do you think it's going to take for politicians and for people to finally bring this to the forefront? Because they were talking about some water shortages, and if we keep up with the growth in Colorado, we're going to run out of water. But nobody's talking about the quality.
No one's talking about water quality, and I think what's going to take is it's going to need a community outbreak. A community outbreak of some sort of reaction, allergic reaction. Someone is going to have an unfortunate medical incident that's going to be related to the consumption of the water. And they're going to look at that and they're going to figure it out. How did this happen? And, that's when they're going to find, it's like the PFAS contamination is so serious right now that there's an article I found, and the PFAS contamination is related to pharmaceutical contamination because they're both basically a foreign substance, a chemical contamination, let's call it. And PFAS are a chemical. Antibiotics are basically a chemical because they're getting put into the wastewater based by human waste.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So there's an article here regarding PFAS that says ocean spray emits more PFAS than industrial polluters.
Wow.
So the water, ocean water,
Mm-hmm.
right, that bounces up against the rocks. That's something that was April 19th of